We are talking about Section 2 rules, general technical rules of the Canadian Electrical Code. We're talking about the Section 2 rules, general technical rules of the Canadian Electrical Code. We are going down through here, general rules, and then we're in technical rules. We're in the general technical rules, and we're going to do a big chunk of these. We're going to do 204 to 210 today in this video. So let's do 2-104, 106, 108, and 110 are what we are going to cover today. So 2-104 says that this is called the electrical equipment ratings. For sub-rule 1, electrical equipment might not always have labels showing its short circuit current rating or how much it can withstand. But if it does, and it's going to be installed, it must be rated to handle the system's voltage and the possible fault current at its terminals. That's what this says. For sub-rule 2, it says that when you see a line to line to and a line to ground rating, so for example, 120, 240, that means it's referred to as a slash rating. So the voltage does not exceed the lower of the two values of the equipment rating, and the voltage between two conductors is lower than the higher voltage rating, lower than this one. This rule also refers to Appendix B, so I've pulled out for you what's important in Appendix B here, and it says that what is intended by this sub-rule is that when electrical equipment is marked with a short circuit current rating or withstand rating in accordance with the equipment safety standard, then the fault current available at the equipment terminals will not exceed the short circuit current rating or withstanding rating marked on the electrical equipment, which is what I just said about sub-rule 1. Let's look at rule 2-106. So what that is saying is that circuit breakers or switches that have been rebuilt or refurbished, especially those exposed to things like fire or water damage, cannot be approved for use until they've been pushed past, if they have been pushed past their safety limits. So the original safety standards apply to those, and they would have to be taken out of service if they're pushed past those rated limits. And I pulled out the Appendix B resource for you so that you don't have to go digging for it. It says that the intent of this rule is to prevent the use of any molded case circuit breaker and any molded case switch that was subjected to adverse conditions such as smoke, water, for example, is going to give a current level greater than what it was rated at. That means that you cannot use it anymore. All right, so 2-108 substitution. It basically, I've summarized it here for you, and I've said if you can't find the right size, size up. Unless you can size down according to rule 2-30. So if the right size or rating of equipment isn't available for a job, use a larger one, as long as it still does what it's supposed to do. If a smaller size is easier to get, it can be used too, but only if you get special permission under rule 2-30. Make sure you check with your authority having jurisdiction before installing anything to get the go-ahead. And lastly, 2-110, circuit voltage to ground in dwelling units. Branch circuits should be lower than 150 volts to ground. Provisions for higher on apartment service can happen with qualified electrical maintenance on site. Provisions higher for space, water heating, and AC can happen. And all this rule is doing, it's meant to help reduce the risk of electric shock or fire in our homes. So that's a big chunk of these technical rules. Let's pause and make a new video for the rest of these rules.